All right, so guys, I want to go over this problem again, just to make sure that we're all good on it. So remember, the original problem was solve 3 plus sine of 3x is equal to 2. So all I did is from our notes back in chapter 4 when we were graphing our trig functions, I just pulled up this little table right here. Okay, so like we were doing earlier, remember, the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to subtract 3 on both sides, right? So that's going to leave me with the sine of 3x is equal to negative 1, right? So guys, you can think about this as, say, the sine of theta is equal to negative 1, where theta is equal to 3x, okay? I don't want you to get too bogged down with the 3x part just yet. So what we're trying to figure out is, when is the sine equal to negative 1? Well, when theta is equal to 3 pi over 2, right? According to my table that we have right here. So if I know that sine is equal to negative 1 when theta equals 3 pi over 2, but theta is the same thing as 3x, so then what I'm going to say now is 3x is equal to 3 pi over 2. And again, I'm going to multiply both sides by 1/3 to get rid of this 3 and that 3, and this 3 and that 3, so I'm going to end up with, x is equal to pi over 2, right? Now, remember what we said. We needed to find the period of the function, right? So remember the way we find the period. The period is going to be 2 pi over the number b, which in this case is 3. So since our period is 2 pi over 3, that means what I'm going to start doing is my answers are going to look like this. They're going to look like pi over 2 plus multiples of my period. So 2 pi over 3 with an n, right? And so this is what my general solution would look like. Okay, so this would be my answer for part A. Now, I want to I want to say the part B says, let's find our answers over the interval from 0 to 2 pi, okay? So remember, the first answer we came up with was pi over 2, right? Our general answer was pi over 2 plus 2 pi over 3 with an n. So I want to see what's going to happen, I want to see what's going to happen when n equals 1. When n equals 1, this is going to be, oh, come on, pen, pi over 2 plus 2 pi over 3, right? Because n is equal to 1. So I need to get these two numbers together. That's going to give me a common denominator of 6. So I'm multiplying this one by 3 and this one by 3. That's 3 pi over 6. I'm multiplying this one by 2 and this one by 2. So that's 4 pi over 6. When we add them together, that's going to give me 7 pi over 6. Okay? And that's still within this interval from 0 to 2 pi. So one of my answers so far, I have another answer over the interval from 0 to 2 pi, 7 pi over 6, right? Okay, I'm going to keep playing this game by now saying, well, what happens when n equals 2? So I'm going to come back over here and I'm going to say, look, we have pi over 2 plus 2 pi over 3 times 2 now. So that's going to give me pi over 2 plus 4 pi over 3. Again, my common denominator is still going to be 6. Okay? So I'm multiplying this one by 3 and that one by 3. That's 3 pi over 6. Multiplying this one by 2 and this one by 2. So that's 8 pi over 6. And when I add those together, that's going to give me 11 pi over 6. Okay? That's still within the interval from 0 to 2 pi, right? So 11 pi over 6, right? Now, think about what we're trying to do. We're trying to do this over an interval from 0 to 2 pi. So from 0 to 2 pi. I want you to notice that the answers that we've come up with, at least for these two right here, have been over 6. So if I think about how would I write 2 pi with a denominator of 6, I could write it as 12 pi over 6, right? 12 pi over 6 is the same thing as 2 pi. So I want to make sure that my answers don't go past 12 pi over 6, because we're looking at this for the interval from 0 to 2 pi, which is the same thing as saying from 0 to 12 pi over 6, right? Look at the last answer we came up with. We didn't come up with 12 pi over 6, but we came up with pretty close to it, 11 pi over 6. So these three right here should be my answer for part B. And this one right here should be my answer for part A, okay? So I hope that makes sense. If it doesn't, just let me know, guys, and we can figure it out again here on Pronto, or we can talk about it tomorrow in class, whatever is better for you guys, all right?